Sharia advisement has played a very important role in the development of Islamic financial services industry. Sharia advisement in general has two components: fatwa issuance, and that fatwa is issued on the structure of an Islamic product, and Sharia review, that is the review of legal documentation as well as monitoring of the Sharia performance of an Islamic financial product. Given this central role played by Sharia advisement in Islamic banking and finance, it is important to have some kind of discipline on Sharia advisory services. In the past, that discipline has come from the Sharia scholars themselves. All the scholars who have been involved in Islamic banking and finance industry have been very sensible in coming up with their pronouncements on Sharia products, and of course playing a role in monitoring the Sharia performance of Islamic financial products. In addition to that, Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions has also played a role in creating a discipline in Sharia advisory services. Sharia standards issued by Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions are actually bringing a lot of standardization in the Islamic banking and finance industry. In addition to that, I believe that there is a greater role for a body to play in bringing the global discipline in Sharia advisory services. One organization which has attempted to fill that vacuum is Islamic Financial Services Board. In 2008, IFSB, or Islamic Financial Services Board, came up with a new standard on Sharia governance, and I believe that that is a starting point for bringing regulation and governance to Sharia advisory services globally. So far, there has been one country, i.e. Malaysia, which has come up with a governance structure for Sharia advisory services. The central bank, Bank Negara Malaysia, has its own centralized Sharia board, which brings discipline to Sharia advisory services in the country. Another regulator, Securities Commission Malaysia, has its own Sharia board, which has the final authority when it comes to Sharia issues governing capital markets and fund management industry. And there is a need to take that model to other countries. Neighboring Indonesia is trying to implement a similar kind of regime, but by and large in the Middle Eastern tradition, this kind of discipline is not there. Although Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions has existed in the GCC region for long, but Sharia standards issued by it are not binding on any institution or in any jurisdiction, whether it is in the Middle East or in elsewhere in the world. Hence, there is a need to bring a global governance structure for Sharia advisory services, and in this, Islamic Financial Services Board can play an important role. Emphasis on governance structure for Sharia advisory services is not to say that Sharia scholars or other bodies have not played a responsible role in the development of Islamic banking and finance. In fact, as I said, they have played a very important developmental role for the Islamic finance industry, but given the increase in size of the industry and its growth, I believe there is a need to bring Sharia advisory services into mainstream, and this would require some kind of governance.